So I've been watching YouTube for a long time. I've had a YouTube channel probably for like a decade. I was in middle school and I was making videos, and I was definitely one of the kids that like thought they were gonna be big on YouTube, but also like I've been watching it for a long time. Just like silly videos or what have you, like throughout the years. It's been there for me. So now I'm almost 30, and I've started to think more about like, okay, how am I using this thing, the algorithm and like the feed that I get. And so I think like a lot of people, especially someone that might be landing on this video, I started to question like, okay, am I really in control of how I use this thing? Or you know yeah, am I really in control of this? And I started to notice like, oh, when I wake up, I feel like doing it. Or like when I have a hard day, I feel like going on YouTube and just kind of scrolling. And that led me to start thinking more critically about like how I use it. And I've come up with a few different rules for myself. And so the title of this video is How to Watch YouTube. It's a reference to a book I read called How to Read a Book, which I think is a pretty funny title. Um, it's obviously like there's no one way to watch YouTube or read a book, but there are some guidelines that can make it more of a fruitful experience for you. And the idea is like, be be conscious with how you're using the platform. Don't be, because otherwise it's gonna use you. It's gonna keep on recommending you things that maybe you don't even feel like watching. So I typed up a few points here, and I'm gonna run through them here. I'm gonna aim to have this be about a 10-minute video, but we'll see how it goes. So the first one is like, be purposeful with how you use the platform. Otherwise, the platform will use you. Recognize when you are doom scrolling or feel like doom scrolling. And importantly, I think YouTube is, I don't use TikTok, but I think that TikTok is like the purest form of doom scrolling, where you can just like watch half a second of a video and then scroll up. YouTube, it's a little bit different. The way that I doom scroll is I kind of like click and watch 10 seconds of a video, and or maybe I'll skip and like watch like 5 minutes of another video, but it's not really like purposeful, like, oh, I'm gonna sit down and watch this one video. It's like very like, I guess frenetic would be the right word if I'm using that. It's like, all over the place. So you definitely don't want to do that, because you're not in control at that point. Like, you're kind of just mindlessly, and I guess I should say, like, YouTube is a business, and they're in the business of collecting our data and our behavioral, how we behave, and like modeling who we are, and then like using that to sell us things and make us feel certain ways. So when you're in that loop of like doom scrolling and like not really being conscious with how you're watching your videos, you are just totally, you're feeding into what they want, and you're not really in control. I guess that's kind of like the point, is you want to be in control. And like, similar to that, like, don't let your homepage dictate what you watch too much. So like, I definitely, some of the best channels that I've found have been just like homepage polls. So I do go to my homepage and I check like, okay, what's on deck for me. But you don't want to do that too much. Like, you don't want to always go to your homepage. Like, you want to kind of curate some channels that you like to watch. I go look up channels if I'm not being recommended videos. I have people that I like to watch. So the homepage is designed to be a lottery. It's all a lottery. That's how the algorithm is supposed to work. Like, they know what you want to watch. They know what I want to watch. They could just give me all the best stuff all the time, but then I wouldn't use the platform as much. So what they do is they drip feed the ones that you like, so that every like 10th or whatever random time you pull up your homepage, you actually get something that you like. So you don't want to be going to your homepage too much. You want to be very critical. You want to be critical about how you're using the homepage. It's designed to keep you coming back, so you need to be conscious about that. So that's kind of the first point, is like be purposeful, right? With how you use the platform, be conscious. And that's kind of what how to read a book. That was kind of the point that I got out of how to read a book, was like, um, just have a dialogue with the book that you're reading. That's how to, like, how to get something out of it. Don't let it, um, just don't just consume. Don't just consume. So like, moving on to my next point, like, make time to watch videos on the things that interest you, like longer videos. So I'll give you an example. Like, there's this great guy on YouTube. He does like system design interviews, like mock system design interviews for software engineers, basically, and they're an hour long. And that's obviously not something that you can watch in like a doom scrolling session. So what I do is I like sit down and I just pay attention to the video, which is kind of the antithesis of like doom scrolling. I have to like sit. It's like being in a class. But class can be fun if you're learning. Learning is fun. So just do that. Like, make sure to have, if you like Panakoken, the video about like all parallel universes, sit down and watch it. Like, you're learning something there. He's teaching you about how, like, different data types, affect, like, have consequences on how your program runs. That's something. So okay, I'm at like 6:30, so I'll move on to my next one. Like, one thing that I like to do is, like, when you watch a video, think about who is making the video. There's a person making this video. It's not, unless it's an AI slop thing, like, which you probably, we all know AI slop is bad for us. But like, if someone's making the video, think about them as a person. Like, look up their name. I watched this video. I love. There's this economist that I like to watch these days. Like, her name is Ashley Hodgson, and her video is called The New Enlightenment. Her channel is The New Enlightenment. But that's like there's a person behind that channel, so you can go and look that up, and then, like, think about what their motivations are in making the video, and that'll kind of like, it'll you won't get caught up in some of the traps of video, like, just doom scrolling and stuff like that, because you'll be thinking about these people, like, making the videos. Okay, what are their motivations? Do they have my best interest in mind? That sort of thing. So think about who is making the video that you're watching. And I guess lastly, like, I have some tips for avoiding. So I'll just read this directly. Like, avoid videos with titles or previews that make you feel bad about yourself, angry, or horny. Okay, so we all know what I'm talking about. Like, if you see a title of a video that says, like, you are doing this wrong, you are doing X wrong, or like, it works for news channels too. Like, even if some channel aligns with your political beliefs, if their titles are constantly like, Elon Musk totally F's this up, like, totally is an idiot, like, it's unfortunate. Like, the way that the algorithm works is, like, it plays on your emotions, and so people that are truly, like, content makers, they have to do that. They have to make their titles and their previews, like, emotionally, like, elicit an emotional reaction. They make you angry, they make you afraid, or they make you horny. Avoid those types of videos. Be very careful about, like, clicking on those types of videos too much. Be conscious about, like, okay, what is it about this that is making me, am I getting angry? Am I getting afraid? Like, is this gonna, like, lead me to goon, as the kids would say? Like, you need to be, like, those are the things that are really gonna get you in a trap where you're gonna be, oh, 2 hours went by and I've been scrolling on YouTube, and, like, I'm so angry, and, like, I don't understand, like, where that time went, and I don't understand what to do about it. Like, yeah, there are things to be angry about, like, especially in the political world right now. But if you're just constantly clicking on videos, it's not productive. You're just giving Google your behavior, and you're giving that channel your clicks. So, like, it's okay to be agitated. Like, I think that, you should find videos that clash with your world beliefs. But like you can't just be, it can't end there where it's like you're angry. You have to go and like do something about, oh, I have to learn, like I want to learn more about this, or I want to go and like write about how, like why this makes me upset or something like that. So that's it. I'm at the 10-minute, 21-second mark. So I hope that this reached someone, or I hope that like, someone watches this basically and like tell me what you think. Like, how do you use YouTube? And like, what do you think? Because there are great things about it, but there's also there's a lot of booby traps basically in it. So, what's your opinion on this? How to best use it, get the most out of it without it controlling you? So.